Hey boys and girls, before we really get into multiplication, I want you to see some of the vocabulary that has to do with multiplication. So, the first word you need to know is equation. An equation looks just like this. Okay? You have numbers, and you have an equal sign, and then you have some number that it's equal to. So an equation is anything that has an equal sign in it. And then one side has to equal the other side. Okay? So one side has to equal the other side. They're the same. You can even think of the equal sign as a balance beam. Okay? It's a balance beam because that they both are the same amount. One side equals another side. That's an equation. Okay, so in this example here, we have 3 times 5 equals 15. So 3 times 5 is the same as 15. And it's the equal sign that tells us that. Another word that I want you to know is factor. The word factor. Now, a factor, all that means is it's one of the numbers that you use to multiply with. So if I'm going 5 times 3 equals 15, well, 5 is a factor, and 3 is a factor. They're just called factors. They're the numbers we use to multiply. So if I do 7 times 8, 7 and 8 are called factors. They're just the numbers that we use to multiply by. Not that bad. Okay, now the answer to a multiplication problem, we could call it the answer. Yeah, we could. But it actually has a math name, and that math name is product. So, the answer to a multiplication problem is a product. So if we have the factors 5 and 3, well, 5 times 3 equals 15. 15 is the answer. I can also call 15 the product. So, the product is the name of the answer of a multiplication problem. Okay, last thing, the time symbol. Most of you know the time symbol as what looks like an X. But there's 2 other ways of making a time symbol. One way is a little star. Okay? It's not this kind of star. It's not this kind of star. It looks like this. So if you see this, that means times. Another way to do it is a dot. It looks like a period or a filled-in circle. That also means times. So if you see an X, a star, or a dot, those are 3 ways of saying times or multiply by. Okay? So to recap, a few things you need to know. What's an equation? What's a factor? What's a product? And finally, what are the 3 ways to say times? If you know those 3 things, then you have exactly what you need to know from this video. Let's get that in your head.